Hey, are we live? Are we here? Jessie, right on time. I genuinely had someone email me the other day saying, hello, Emma, Ilona, Jessie, and Love to Learn Drums team, because they thought that you actually worked for us.
It's official.
That's how hard you've been
who
working.
Needs a contract?
I love it. That's how hard you've been working, so I appreciate the effort. Who have we got? Have we got anyone waiting? Hello, world. Oh, sorry, audio. Hello, hello. We'll cut this bit. It's fine. We'll cut this bit out in the after recording. We've just got to make it really like, whoa, join our live stream. Someone, please. Is there anyone here?
Do I get in trouble with Instagram if I put stories up on Instagram saying go to YouTube? Probably. Not in trouble, but...
yeah, I don't know, actually. Generally, most platforms don't like it when you try and send people to other platforms. Yeah. But you'd think inevitably Meta's going to own everything at some point. Mm-hmm. So I imagine that Facebook doesn't mind if you push people to Instagram because it's all Mark Zuckerberg at the end of the day. So I don't know if he minds. Hello, Isabella.
Hello.
So far, it's saying that our concurrent viewers are nil. So I have actually no idea how many people are here. There's actually no one here, but there is people in the chat, so I don't think that's true.
Including everyone who's commenting right now.
Exactly.
You actually don't exist.
You're not real.
YouTube.
Isabella, it's very kind of you to say that it's the best part of your week. I really appreciate that. I don't feel like we're that exciting, but I will take the compliment.
Has the week been particularly dull?
It's just us chatting rubbish. K the V says TG reruns. TG, I don't know. Oh, Top Gear maybe? Potentially. And British musicians at the same time getting my UK fix today. Here we go. The numbers have updated.
There we go.
Okay, there's more than 0. That's good.
Oh my god. I honestly, the more I think about it, the more I realise just how much Top Gear shaped my sense of humour. The way I talk.
Heartbroken that I didn't get into Top Gear until later in life. I actually watched Grand Tour first before I watched Top Gear. Mm-hmm. And I loved Grand Tour so much that I went back and watched all the specials.
The specials are really the
That's what you're watching it for. I don't know anything about cars. I just want to see them mess around in a random jungle and get stuck in mud. It's funny.
A lot of the cadence of how I talk and present things is because I didn't realise, but now I look back, I'm like, oh, that just sounds like Richard Hammond. That's Jeremy Clarkson.
I always find it really funny that people will comment on your videos saying like, oh, why are you talking in that way? Why are you presenting like that? Mm-hmm. And I really don't think that people understand that is genuinely just how people talk in the UK.
Maybe. Well, it is also a bit hammed up.
It is hammed up, but like part of our humour is being over the top and being overly sarcastic and being very ironic. So it's just kind of normal, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think we get people who are watching and they're like, oh, this feels so unserious. It's just what we're like.
Yeah.
It's all going to the same service anyway, says Jessie. Exactly. Our corporate overlord, lizard people running the world, right? All the social media platforms are owned by all of them anyway, so it doesn't matter if you direct people from one to the other. Who cares? Bonjour from Paris. Hello, Rasta.
Hello.
I need to say that. Rasta Popolou. Popolo? I don't know if I'm going to say that. Popolou. I mean, I'm assuming they're French, so I want to make it French. Jessie says it's a good excuse to relax and take a break for an hour or so. Let's just go for ages. I mean, you've got dinner plans, but...
I do.
We'll just go for ages, just giving you an excuse. Are you trying to get out some work? You can say that this is really important studying. Mm-hmm.
Open university style things.
Yeah,
lecture.
We're going to give you a degree at the end of this live stream. Don't mind my partner just rattling and rustling bin bags in the background. It's fine.
The standards of Love to Learn Drums.
He knew when this live stream would start. Did he do this before the live stream started? No.
I think secretly you just love the attention.
I think so.
That's it.
Proving to the people that I'm a domestic
king. Right, what we all up to? What did we all think of this week's free ebook? I was very surprised because about 60 people signed up for the workshop that Emma did yesterday with Travis Whitmore, all about snare tuning, and only 20 of you showed up. What is this? What is going on?
Nerve.
Why would you break my heart in that way? I was ready for an absolute ocean of lads to hang out with.
Broken, and I seem to be quite neutral.
She was like, okay, less people to try and present to.
I was just happy chatting to 25
I mean, it was good. It went really, really well. But I was just really surprised that more people didn't actually show who registered themselves to come.
I think I need to stop telling people that they can't, like, that they can watch it back after the fact.
Yeah, don't tell them that.
Don't watch it live.
I mean, you can always watch them back because we're nice. But yes, the free ebook this week is all about snare tuning. So if you struggle with that, then the free ebook link is in the description. And it's a very lengthy, healthy book, I would say. Some of our ebooks are a little bit simpler and shorter. This is not one of those. This is a lot more detailed. Yeah.
No, it's really good. And it goes into quite a lot of depth as well. It's not just necessarily about tuning, but like looking at
about maintenance kind of as well,
and also there's some really good tips and tricks that I wouldn't have thought of that Travis has a ton of. So
when we have a call to write the book, there was a lot of points where Emma would be like, oh, I hadn't thought of that. Sadly, I don't need to tune my beginner eardrum snare much. Yeah, that's the thing with electric kits, is that there is no tuning necessary. So that does make sense, to be fair. Would you prefer would you prefer never having to tune? Alright, chat, tell me. Would you prefer having an E-kit, never having to tune, never having to worry about any of that? Or do you like the gear side of acoustic drums and having to get in all the nitty gritty? Because I think some people just like the playing and they're not really bothered about any of the other stuff.
I'm such a preset girly. If I didn't have to do any of it. Because the great thing about E-kits as well is you can, well, depending on the E-kit, but you can tune the drums higher or lower anyway. So it's a win-win on that front, but the feel is a different thing
I think some people like to get really into the nitty gritty of it. I never tune my set because I had the technician do it. Oh, showing off. Not all of us have a technician, Mr. Rainbow Loves Coffee.
A cat?
I'm so blessed to have an E-kit, however, I wish I had an acoustic set. That's fair enough. K the V says, E-kit equals no tuning, play with YouTube, no tinnitus, multiple sounds, don't bug the neighbours. This is the thing, is that a lot of people rag on E-kits, but all the reasons that you're listing, plus many more, is so valid and a reason why a lot of people love them.
The mistake people make is trying to put them in the same box and compare them.
They're almost different instruments. Yeah.
More and more they're becoming... Yeah. Well, in some cases they're becoming similar instruments where people are trying to get it right and the same, but in more cases now, like with the Evan Dot thing that we tried at Radar, it's like they're actually becoming their own instruments.
Yeah, they're almost a synthesizer a little bit at this point. I would there's a lot of directions that it can go. There's some companies that are trying to create as acoustic as possible without actually being acoustic with their electric kits, and the feel and the look and everything, all the benefits, none of the negatives kind of like goal. And then some people are trying to do something completely different and be like, well, let's lean into the fact that this is such a different instrument and lean into the opportunities that you have with sampling and triggers and stuff, and actually just go really ham with that. At Radar Festival we got to experiment with what was it in
Evans Hybrid, I think, kit.
And it was essentially like a synth but a drum kit. It was really like, cool.
So on electric kits, if you have an electric kit, you've kind of, if you're lucky, you've got sensor in the middle with its own sounds, and you can hit it at different volumes, and it should have at least some level of definition between them, and then you might have some on the edge as well, and then the rim. Whereas this, you could literally hit the center front, center back, center right, left, and program where your natural hit zones are. It sounds like an ad, it's not. It was just really cool. And you could do that on multiple drums and also the cymbals, and even cooler than that, you could do it on the hoop of the bass drum. And if you hit it with the edge of the stick, it had a different sound, and if you hit it with the tip of the stick, it had a different sound to that, which blew my mind. Oh my
It
God.
was very cool.
That was
It was
very,
very,
cool.
very
And then
cool.
obviously you can put synths onto that and kind of sequences and stuff like that, which is just...
I feel like we're probably going to
Mind-blowing.
start getting more drummers that are solo instrumentalists. So obviously you can get a lot of art as this technology develops. I can foresee a future where at the moment you can have, you know, a solo guitarist and vocalist with a loop pedal and they can do everything pretty much on their own with the right kit in front of them. I can see drummers doing a similar thing if they've got a drum kit that can do more than one sound and timbre,
It's
then
an
I can
interesting one because...
see that happening.
Yeah. You do have... Yes, it would have to be kind of different because you'd think that, we're using all 4 limbs, therefore you have more options. But actually, if you think about piano and guitar, you've got 10 or 9 fingers that you can work with. So you're actually down how many things you can. But then you can go faster with those 2 limbs instead of...
And hey, look, you can always add a harmonica.
When in doubt. I personally prefer the little talk box thing that Keywalker.
Oh, I love those. They're so
much
cool.
spit. It's so gross.
They're gross, but you don't share those, but they are very cool. Andrew Jones says, I've got a tune bot out of the box today too. Never been more confused with so few buttons. Yeah, have you got any experience with that?
Not
Is that
a
what
clue.
Travis was using in the
He
workshop?
wasn't using any devices, but we talked about a few.
We
of the
talked
different
about it,
ones.
didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
K the V says the fancy schmancy $3,000 e-kits are getting pretty darn close to real kits though. Just
They
can't
are.
afford one.
They
Yeah,
are
I know.
getting-
But then you would kind of just get to a point where you're like, well, I might as well just get a real kit. But I guess there's so many benefits to the fancy ones.
It's the feel. It always comes down to the feel, and having an actual thing making that much noise at you will always be different to just having it, you know.
Paul said, I have asked twice for advice but skipped past. What should I try again?
What was
Let
it?
me scroll up, Paul.
Scroll it back. I don't think it's in
Paul,
this.
I'm not seeing any
We'll keep an eye out,
questions in the
give us another
chat
one.
from the beginning of today with your question. So please put your question in the chat and we will answer. Jesse says the only people who can afford that stuff are the people who either don't need them or have some already. It's essentially unaffordable for regular people to own pro gear. I completely agree with that. Yep, 100%. I think that the prices of some stuff is getting really quite ridiculous, and I don't understand how the average person is supposed to.
It unless you're doing it for your job.
Yeah, I don't really know. Unless you have like a really high income and you know you're very passionate about your drumming hobby. I don't know. I think that people probably want to spend their money on other things. I feel like your money is better spent on lessons really than a really fancy kit. Personally,
yes,
I think that actually learning how to play the drums well and paying for good guidance is going to be a better use of your funds,
or
in my
paying
opinion.
for time on a real kit in a studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's worth investing
really
massive
depends.
amounts. It depends.
It really depends.
It depends on your needs. Also, you know, there is a lot of options for paying stuff on finance. So if it's stuff that you do think is really worth your time. Secondhand is your friend.
Facebook Marketplace.
The
The impossible question. Jackson asked, which do you like better, e-kits or acoustic kits? I'm going to say both.
Gun to your head.
Acoustic.
Acoustic, there you go. There's your answer. Right, Paul, your question is, having problems finding the one when playing to tracks. Okay, playing dry, no music, but to music struggling even when counting.
Oh. Two approaches to go there. So play along with music with something so simple that you aren't thinking about what you're playing, and just get really comfortable with holding on to where the pulse is in general. Or you can keep your hand going on the quarter note and then count through out loud. So again, it's about simplifying one of the elements. That means you have more brain power left over to think about what's going on in the song, and make sure you're not attempting songs that are too difficult. Also, maybe the music is too loud and you're finding it hard to not loud enough.
concentrate.
More likely not loud enough. I always
Are
found.
you also playing with a metronome at the same time, like with a click track to the song?
If it's available,
will make your life easier too.
But if it's like if you're just playing along to YouTube, then you probably don't have that. What's another thing?
Kane V said, spent 200 used for an Oasis Nitro, 400 on a springy comfort phone comfort.
Yes.
Fair enough. Your lumbar support. I've been provided with the it depends. The thing is, I can't stick that to her forehead, unfortunately. We need an it depends, like, screen. That's what we need.
We could do that.
JJ says, how fun is Smells Like Teen Spirit intro? Trying to learn it now. Any tips? It's I feel like that's quite a simple one that people go in.
Flams.
Yeah, flams.
I feel like that's a more beginnery one, is it not?
Not really, because it's fast. So you're doing, the beginning, you're doing flam, kick, hands on the hi-hat and the snare drum kick. It doesn't really need stick. No, because I'm doing it with my foot as well. Enough. So you're going more like hands, kick, hands, kick, hands, kick. So
okay.
So it's quite. Try and do that.
That's true. Yeah, it is quite fast. But the actual part isn't.
The groove itself. It is very repetitive. So once you've got it, you've got it. But there's some awkward bass drum placements in it through the song. But the intro specifically is quite difficult. And what I'd say is just slow down and get used to playing hands then kick over and over again, to the point where you're not kind of, what will happen is your bass drum will try and get back onto the pulse, so where the one is, so you end up with that, and it will just, the foot will sync up with your hands if you're not specifically working on it. So do that very slowly, count while you do it, and just gradually bring up the speed until it's nice and clean.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
K the V says, Paul, aren't there apps that give you generated click track automatically when listening to a song through it?
Yes.
There'll definitely be tools that you can use that will help you.
I think it was, someone might have said it, Moises.
Moises, yeah.
So the where it splits it into stems and also can put a smart metronome on it. Highly recommend it. It's really, really cool. It doesn't always get everything perfect, but honestly, it's
for the
still
most
amazing.
part, yeah.
I think unless you're doing like weird time signature stuff, which if you're doing, that's why you're losing the click. But yeah, it's really good, and it's not that expensive, if not free for some stuff. So
yeah,
definitely worth a go.
The taps came through very sharp and clear. Is there a lap mic? No, it's just that the microphone is close to the edge of the desk.
The sheer chutzpah with which I'm slapping my legs.
Yeah, that's what that is. Jessie says, I often wonder if the reason we have a lack of good music is that we have cut out the starving artists from entering music, so the people with real pain and struggles don't get to tell their story. There's a lot of reasons. I mean, there's people who would definitely disagree with you that there is no good music. I think there is lots of good music. You just have to look for it. Unfortunately, what is generally going to be mainstream and in the chart, so to speak, is going to be whatever is making the industry money.
Yeah.
So that's why it can often be one note. And generally people who have, you know, connections, where you get a lot of Nepo babies and stuff getting into music because they have the connections and they have the funds. Unfortunately, music is a really expensive career to pursue. As we know firsthand, there's a reason why we haven't released any music since 2022, because we ran out of money. And unfortunately, that is a ceiling that is very hard to push past. You know, you can try really hard and try and do stuff DIY as much as possible, but ultimately, if you just don't have the money to pay for things, then you just don't have the money to pay for things. So it is really difficult. I would say, though, on the other hand, that the accessibility to small artists is better than ever before because of social media.
Yes.
So, you know, it's much easier for small artists to get exposure now. It's kind of a double-edged sword. It's tricky because anyone can become big. The industry expects you to get big off of your own back and will not help you.
It is Bandcamp Friday support.
Yes, that's true. Kind of thing. But a lot more people are moving over to Bandcamp, especially with the recent stuff with Spotify putting loads of money into AI weaponry.
Are they putting like ads underneath the music now? Let me know if you guys have noticed that. Because I haven't had any yet, because I heard they were going to put adverts even on the paid
Oh my god,
tier.
really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what I heard, but
no.
might be wrong. Don't take me.
I hope not. I think they're going to start doing the tiered thing.
I think they threatened to do it. Whether they realise just how many people would stop using
Loads of like video streaming has started doing that, and it's the worst.
YouTube makes me want to.
But yeah, God. A lot of artists are moving solely onto Bandcamp, and Bandcamp Friday means that they take no fees on anything that's purchased. So yes, if there are any artists that you want to support that are smaller, do that.
Brian down in the forest, and we're on Bandcamp.
We are actually on Bandcamp. If you do want to support us, we are. Our songs are £1.
Thanks.
It will not break the bank. We only have 5 songs out.
5 Freddos. No, 4 Freddos.
There you go. I was going to ask about any new tracks. We are working on stuff. It's just taking a hot minute because I'm taking ages to record vocals. That's all it is.
We're waiting on you, babe.
I will take full responsibility for that. She's done her bit. She's done the drumming.
I did it a very long time ago.
He's done the producing. I haven't done half the singing, but we're getting there. I recently recorded the vocals for a cover that we're doing, and it's sounding very tasty. So slowly but surely, it is happening. I have set myself the deadline of it coming out by the end of this year, whether I like it or not, because
it's got to get done.
I'm annoyed with myself for being so long about it. So I hope that I stick to that, and hopefully by the end of this year,
you will stick to that.
Something will come out. But yes, we are working on an EP, so get excited. Kayla V will look for apps that generate clicks. Thanks. Isabella says, trying to learn Too Young to Fall in Love by Motley Crue to
remember how that goes.
Play with my son, but can't. You have a son? I was fooled by the brightly coloured hair in your profile picture. I thought that you were like 18. So I'm very surprised.
You're literally this big.
You are very small, so I can't actually see what you look like in your picture, but I fully thought that you were like 18 with very fun coloured hair, so I love that. To Play with my son, but can't find any breakdown tutorials.
It's quite an obscure one. Of all the Motley Crue songs you could have picked, it's not the most common one, and I don't think there would be that many tutorials.
A lot of people ask this, actually. Someone's just asked at the bottom, what is the best talking metronome app? You do get people asking this, of ones that shout at you.
I keep I just have a metronome app, and I don't think it yells.
Is the one that's on your Roland, does it inbuilt?
The TD30 was inbuilt.
The Roland TD30 has an inbuilt one.
I wish I could just put that on every single metronome. I wish I had the wherewithal, technically, to be able to do that. I'm just having a look and seeing if one was like, what?
Isabella is 56. Isabella, I would have not have thought that you were 56. From your profile picture, I thought you were much younger than that. So there you go.
Oh my God,
do with that what you will. Jessie says, I have a few songs I've written on guitar, bass, drums and vocals. Well done you, Prince. Jesus. But I either can't play my own drum parts yet, haven't had the energy to sing the vocals, or haven't done the guitars yet on them all, lol. I mean, that's totally fair enough. One, it's going to take a little bit longer because you are writing all the parts, and, you know, I like that you've done what this one does as well. When he was in a band, he would often program his own drum parts harder than he could actually do them, so that he was forced to get better at drums and learn the parts, which is kind of a genius way of approaching that, to be honest. I think that's really smart. I've tried to take that approach a little bit with vocals, where I try and write stuff a bit more difficult or a bit more interesting to like push myself into new directions, so that's a good thing. But having the energy to sing the vocals, you know, it's like any instrument. I think people really underestimate the energy required to like record vocals. It's your body is the instrument, so you have to be in the right like mental space to give that performance as well.
I was leaving you a note for later. Don't need to see it now.
Thanks, very mature.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, you need the energy to give the right performance, otherwise like it can be really hard. I mean, that's been one of the reasons why I've really struggled to record songs for the EP that we're working on, is because I have tried to record the same song like 5 times, and every time I'm just like, it's not in me, I don't have it in me today. And then one day I'll just randomly wake up and be like, I do have it. Today is the day, and I have to cancel everything and be like, everyone go away.
I need to sing.
Today is the day, and I don't know when will this happen again. I literally had this happen when I recorded the vocals for the cover that we're doing. I was so excited to do the cover because it's one of my favourite songs, and I hadn't finished one of our original songs, so Ryan was like, right, you have to finish the vocals for the original song first, and then you can have the backing instrumentation for the cover. I was like, okay. And then that evening, the moment he gave it to, I finished the vocals, gave them to him and then badgered him and then was like, right, get out the room, get out the office, go away. I'm going to record this right now.
Are you going to give the spoiler or not?
I mean, I'll say it's Coat by Carnival, but it's like an acoustic cover. It's very cool. I'm really happy with how it's sounding. We need to go into the studio to record it properly, to record the instruments properly, but I was just so excited to record the vocals. It's a song I have rehearsed many a time in the shower, so I was very ready to record that one. Shower, car.
Literally everywhere.
Half asleep, wake up singing that song. Love it so much. The Roland Click 1 sounding one on the module. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's videos with the Roland like doing that.
It's a shame it's probably extremely copywritten in terms of me using it for anything.
Jessie says, yes, vocals are an instrument that requires the correct physical and emotional tuning to work properly. Lol, respect to singing drummer who mixed that with technical drumming and counting internally. Well, that's the thing, this one, we'll be doing sound checks at gigs and she just sings and drums perfectly.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And it's like, actually, what is this?
I still haven't really cracked it because I still end up kind of, because your core is so engaged and you're sat down and you're not straining, but you don't think about how much exercise it is to be moving your limbs. And that. I find that I push my voice and I end up yelling instead of actually doing the singing and being able to relax to do it. Yeah. So, I don't know. Wait, I sing. Yes.
Yeah, Emma actually has a really similar vocal to me.
It's quite funny.
She actually sounds very similar to me, our vocal.
Oh, that makes it sound like I sound as good as you. And
our vocals blend very well. She doesn't sing a lot of she doesn't really have any solo singing stuff, which is probably why you weren't aware, but she does all the backing vocals when we're singing live. And she's written some stuff with vocals and yeah. You should do more. She's a very good singer.
Well, actually, I think
she's one of those really annoying musicians that can do everything.
On my Instagram, I think there must be a playlist somewhere.
Annoying.
It says you can play a bit of guitar.
Yeah,
I've got a lute in the hallway.
Yeah, but that's my sister's. I wouldn't say that I am very much a vocalist who can play some chords on guitar. I would not consider myself a guitarist or a pianist or anything. I'm not any other instrumentation.
When are you getting rid of that piano?
I'm never getting rid of it. It's useful. It's when I've needed it, it's been useful. It's not sitting right against the wall. I also don't have the space for it. It's very annoying because if I had the space, I would have it set up permanently. But
if you go on my Instagram, the Sounds Like Emma Instagram, there's a little place at the top called Playing. I suspect it's in there. Along with me playing bass 5 years ago.
Yeah. She got really into bass in lockdown.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I just wanted to be able to do everything and go full Prince and write stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
And it is very handy for getting ideas down, being able to blag your way through stuff.
Yeah,
or having a partner who plays guitar, just a very crazy good guitarist. Yeah. Actually, he's going to be playing, he's on one of the backing tracks for the new course that I don't know what we're going to call it yet. But yeah, it's for mostly beginners anyway. So
this is the thing, is that when you surround yourself with musicians, it does come in handy.
You can sneeze and fall over a guitarist. It's just, I'd love to get James on some of them as well.
If I need keys, guitars, or good harmonies, I have a go-to person.
Yeah.
So yeah. Right, this is supposed to be a drum Q&A. We are half an hour in. We've only answered 2 drum questions.
Well, we haven't had. Well, we've done quite a few drum questions, actually. But, yeah.
I worry that we're not giving people the goods. Mm-hmm. Hi, Emma and Ilona. Says, Chris, which caption did you like the best from Emma's recent post? Oh, I have to see that. Let me see.
Is this on YouTube?
This might be on YouTube. This is one of Bex's. This is our editor, Bex, who does all of our amazing community content. Mm-hmm. And she comes up with all the really funny posts and quizzes and polls and stuff. So we won't have seen them all. Caption this.
Oh, the comments down
there. Let's have a look.
Oh God.
The toilet is on the second door on the right.
I think you should read these out. I think that's much better.
I simply will not tolerate non-percussive symbolism.
Symbol with a C.
I used to be a pretty heavy smoker. At any time, I'd have one in each hand, 3 in the mouth. That's so random. I love it, but it's because you're doing that. If you don't know what we're talking about, just go to our channel and click on posts, and scroll down a little bit. It's a caption this. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Sticks. I'll just exit stage right. I shouldn't have had that second cup of coffee. Emma very much is like that. I have never, ever met someone who reacts so stereotypically to coffee the way that Emma does. It's so funny.
You know what?
Emma has like a tiny... She'll have like a tiny latte and she's like, oh my god, my coffee's really hit.
I don't know.
And I can have a jug and it just makes me anxious and that's it. It doesn't do anything.
Honestly, I think now that my mum gave me a coffee maker that she ended up getting for like £10. And I was like, absolutely yes, because Mark drinks a ton of it.
Yeah.
And so I've been drinking more coffee and actually I don't think it's had that much effect.
Coffee doesn't...
It's only when I get like Costa, Starbucks, like punch you in the face coffees.
I don't know. I don't really. I'm very much a white girl when it comes to coffee. I just drink vanilla iced lattes.
Vanilla iced latte.
I just drink them for the taste. I'm just here for the sugar and the milk. The coffee is honestly secondary to me. Yeah. If I can, I'll have it decaf. Because it just makes me feel really like...
I find that makes my tummy work.
It doesn't make me feel more awake either. Coffee doesn't really wake me up. It just makes me feel quite sick and anxious. So and caffeine...
we drink it anyway.
Caffeine doesn't really work for me. Isabella says, I feel I still need music when playing. I can't listen to a song and pick out what the drums are doing.
I think we actually have a course for that, you know? Or will be coming soon. It's playing drums by ear, I think.
Oh, we are mastering songs by ear.
Mastering songs by ear.
That's not quite ready yet, but we do have an online program in the works that will help with that specific topic.
And it's exposure mostly to rhythms over and over again. Understanding that most of the time in songs there will be hi-hats on the 8th notes, snare drums on 2 and 4, and then some extra ones.
Yeah.
Usually. And then it's mostly, the thing that fluctuates the most is usually the bass drum pattern. So it's starting to recognise what different patterns sound like, what different placements sound like, and that just comes with exposure over and over and over again. As well as doing the course that doesn't exist yet. But that will be out soon. We're getting there. I think it's because we're trying to make
definition of the word soon is very different to the dictionary definition of that word.
We're going as fast as we can.
We can. The 5 of us.
Yes. Yes.
It really is 5 of us and that is it.
Often down to 3.
And often down to 3. Who is your favourite drummer? Asks Jackson. The question that we get, I think, on every live stream, and the answer is Emma. She just has security in herself, and that's it.
Because I'm the best drummer to have ever drummed ever. No one could ever drum as good as
we talked about this last week. She actually invented
John
the drums.
Bonham? Never heard of him.
No.
Steve Gadd?
Emma is John Bonham's favourite drummer. So you know how Chaperone always says that she's your favourite artist. Yeah. Emma is your favourite drummer.
I'm basically Chuck Norris, to be honest, of drums.
Yeah, exactly. Jesse says, to be fair, I'm only going full Prince because I don't have any band experience, and being disabled, I assume it's going to be hard to get into a group. So I'll just do it myself, I guess. I like the attitude, but I don't think it would be impossible for you to get into a group just because you're disabled.
No.
I would lean in. Mm-hmm. Lean into that. Yep. It's all about marketing these days, right? Mm-hmm. You can spin that. Mm-hmm. Eddie B says, hi there, which is your favourite grip when playing ghost notes? Which one do you think is the most functional?
I don't think about
what does that mean?
I don't think about what grip I'm using when I'm doing ghost notes, not really, because it's not even, I wouldn't even count it as a stroke as such, because your hand is in the normal, I usually sit whatever the middle position is, because you've got, isn't it American, or is it French? French is thumbs on top. You probably know this, Ryan. Thumbs on top, and then American is way far out.
German is 90 degrees, so the sticks are 90 degrees. American is like in between and quite relaxed, and then French is like that.
The French one I'd never understood.
Fountain of knowledge at our disposal.
Yeah. In which case I use American grip, and I usually sit in that position. The only time thumb on top might happen is when I'm over on the ride cymbal and doing something, because I'm like rotating the wrist to get stuff to happen, but I'm usually in American grip because you have the most space. And it is the most relaxed, I find, out of all of them. So there's no specific one.
Can I use a 4-legged throne with a double pedal?
Ryan is actually the one to ask about this. Ryan, can they use a 4-legged stool for double pedal?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't see why not.
I don't see why they should interact, that's all. Because your snare's going to be there. might be a bit harder to place the throne, but I've had a four-legged throne before and it was fine.
You heard it here from
Ryan actually plays double pedal, yeah. On leg between the pedals, no. Yeah, someone else responding to that as well. Jesse's had 2 espressos today. See, I couldn't. I will feel ill. Though, to be fair, the coffees that you get from Starbucks and stuff are like multiple shots.
They really punch in the face, man.
There's a lot going on in those drinks.
And they're so sweet as well.
There's like 5 shots of syrup, 4 shots of espresso,
you see them
a litre of milk, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
This is why they're all like £10 each. What's your favourite song to play on the drums? I don't think you've had that question before.
I have, and it's because
when you practice, do you have like a go-to warm-up song?
No. I have never really been one to play to songs when playing drums. I don't know where that comes from either. Actually, maybe I do. It used to piss me off that I'd go out of time with the song. So I used to, because I think what it was, because I had a Roland TD3, I couldn't play music through it. So I'd have to have a CD player. Down at the bottom, I remember it distinctly because the lid would pop up. Put that down, have earbuds in, headphones over the top, and it didn't go loud enough for me to be able to hear and play drums at the same time. And it just felt crap.
Yeah.
So it wasn't for a long time.
It's just not how you've learned. Yeah.
And I've always, I think, because
that's so interesting. I haven't thought about how the technology of that will have evolved and how that affects people practice.
Well, now you can just Bluetooth your phone to stuff. It's like, whoa, this is mad. But also I think because I grew up on a toy kit from a very young age with no backing tracks and no options, so I was just playing with the drums.
Yeah.
Didn't really have any songs to play with anyway. Much to the beat of my own drum.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm really not bothered in terms of what I play. I mean, I do enjoy disco gigs, but more so because what you're playing is very, very simple, but it's very powerful and it affects the room and just feels good to play and groove along with. But I don't have any specific preferences. Not really.
Jessie says it's a big ask for doing gigs and transport and hotels and all that puts a strain on the whole group. It will, but, you know, it depends. It depends on the people that you find to be in a group with you. Do you know what I mean? You could have everyone could be perfectly able-bodied and still, you know, people don't pull their weight and things don't happen, and or you can have everyone in the band has some kind of limitation, but everyone is really passionate and really pulls their weight and wants to make things happen, and everything can run smoothly because of that. So I think you just got to find the right people. I mean, I know that's much easier said than done, but I wouldn't don't tell yourself that you can't do it just because you're disabled. I don't think that that's the case at all. Kate Levy is disabled too. There you go. So maybe you guys can do a double drummer band.
It would be really cool to have something where it's like disabled people and musicians, and how if you could bring them together in a group and see,
because then everyone's going to understand, and there's going to be less of that anxiety of feeling like you're, you know, causing that stress on the group if everyone kind of has that equal understanding. So it'd be cool to see if there's any communities online of specifically disabled musicians who are trying to, you know, I'm sure there's a Reddit for that. There's got to be a Reddit for that.
I don't know how guitarists tackle missing fingers and missing.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be stuff. So many people from all walks of
ends.
Well, like I was gonna say, but if you're completely missing a pad or a finger, it'd probably.
There's a 3-fingered guitarist who's like a blues guy. He's like an older guy. I don't know the name off the top of my head, but he was like a blues guy. He was incredible.
I'd be interested to see if we open that can of worms, what that world looks like.
It would be cool to be able to bring people like that together. I just don't know if we have the resource.
I don't
Apart
know.
from the internet people, we can put stories out and stuff, but like, I don't know what we can really
do
as much as I want to.
I'm just going to pause because I have to do my obligatory sales segment. This is,
strap in, lads.
By the way, everyone, if you weren't aware, we are doing our free coaching calls this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Only, by the way. Currently, right now, free coaching calls are happening. They are also available tomorrow, and they are available on Sunday. And we've also added Monday just in case people needed weekdays more than weekends. We thought it would be the other way around, but from looking at the numbers, it seems to not be the case. So if you have been coming to our live streams and you've been really enjoying chatting to us and you've had some questions that are a bit too specific that we can't really help with, then there's a link in the description. You should book in with one of our teachers. It's a 30-minute one-on-one call with a teacher on Zoom, and they can actually go through any issues that you have with your drumming and give you some recommendation, give you pointers, give you advice, answer any burning questions that we can't really help with directly because we can't see what you're doing. So go book in. Do you know what I'm actually going to do as well that I've just realised is that currently I think there's a 12 or 24 hour thing of how soon you can book, and I'm going to make it a bit sooner so that you can book for tomorrow. If you want to book for tomorrow, I'm going to make it so that you can book more last minute. So I'm going to do that right now whilst Emma answers the next question, which is any recommendations on keeping my bass drum in place using a rug currently but keeps moving as I play?
So I have a drum rug that I've forgotten which brand it is now. But it's basically a carpet as per normal, but it has a sewn on, it's probably just a wood block to be honest. I think it's just triangular, but it's sewn on. So in front of the bass drum, you can just kind of put the bass drum edge against that and it holds it in place. What else have I seen? Obviously you can use like a cinder block or something, but I don't recommend that.
Velcro on the bottom of your pedals, that really helps.
Yep.
If your pedals really like slip around as well.
Velcro on the pedals, if you didn't hear that, that's a good one. I'm just trying to think what else.
Those like, if you don't have a drum rug and you really need one, the drum rug that I use is one of them old like kids car mats that you saw in like the 2000s.
Yeah.
That's the best drum rug ever because nothing slips on it ever. And yeah, like Velcro and stuff sticks to it. The bass drum spur bits stick into it pretty well as well.
Yeah, go to carpet stores as well and see if they have any offcuts that they aren't. Like if you're looking for budget, see what you can find, but anything will do really. But in terms of not moving, make sure also if you have a carpet that the spikes on the feet of the bass drums are actually in said carpet, because some people just don't realise that if you're on the
Discord, send us a photo and I'll have a look.
You should be able to join the Discord.
Discord man.
There will be a link if you go to our YouTube channel. And you go to the like about us section. There'll be a bunch of links, and it'll be in our link tree.
It's a very good little community.
It's got so big.
Yeah, people all sharing their setups and stuff like that. So yeah, you should definitely join.
It's
our
under Sounds
Discord.
Like Emma, not Love to Learn Drums.
Yeah.
Just to
I set it up before Love to Learn Drums was more of a thing. Chris Lark says, are there different types of drummer chairs? Are there ones with backs, or are they all just seats with no backs? Do you prefer seats with backs or just the seat? There are ones with lumbar support, little like backs.
There's ones with back
I actually find
support.
that one not as comfortable.
Yeah,
for some reason there's something about being forced into the upright position is
you
quite
to have worse
painful.
posture, in my opinion. When I've sat on them, I feel like you lean on it.
You do, yeah. I like the ones that have the split in the middle. I don't know why, but there's something about them that is so comfortable.
It's because your spine actually goes into the. That's why it's.
They look like a hoof.
The lumbar support.
They look like a little hoof like this, but they're really comfortable. So there's lots of different types.
Deep dive of a question.
I know.
KMV jamming, a full band going to a gig is a day-long event to begin with. It's so true. Regardless of whether you have, disabilities or not, it's a hassle and there's lots to think about as it is. So, don't let that be a restriction. K the V says, I'm actually a bassist / vocalist first, metal.
Nice.
Oh, there we go.
Vocals and bass is, I think, the hardest combo of all.
Yeah, it looks like you and Jessie need to team up. That's what I'm seeing personally. Isabella says, have you checked out the young kids Yo-Yo Soma and Nandi Bushnell?
I haven't the first one, but
talented.
Nandi is insanely good.
Are these like 5-year-olds who are amazing drummers or
she
something?
Isn't 5, but do you remember when we did UK Drum Show the first time?
Yes.
And we did there was a panel on after me, and they had young drummers doing it, young female drummers.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to slam.
Nandi was one of them, and she's done every cool gig you can imagine. This girl has done. I think she's played the O2, Albert Hall. She's played literally everything. The joys of being
My
young and also
dreams.
unbelievably talented. But she seemed lovely from what I can remember, because I think I did meet her, if I remember rightly. So talented. And it's quite sweet, actually, because you... remember when I judged Hit Like a Girl one year? What was
Yeah.
it, 2 years ago now? And I had... It was all split into different categories, obviously, but it's all young girls playing drums. And I got one of the youngest categories. And when I tell you, there was like a less than 2-year-old somewhere in Japan.
Of course.
Just
Of course.
nailing it.
They're always from East Asia.
I got to write comments to all of these little kids.
Oh my gosh.
It was so good. It's like, this is amazing.
No, but
Best
is it
day
all, so
ever.
not slightly soul destroying that someone less than 2 years
Honestly,
old is achieving
when
such
they're
heights?
that cute, it's hard to be that bothered, to be honest. Like, it's just, it be what it be. It's always going to happen.
Wish I was that accomplished at -2. Jessie says, I've designed and I'm building a custom-shaped guitar for wheelchair users. Wow, that's awesome. I'm still
That's so
early in the
cool.
development, but that's what I'm taking time off right now. Lol. What's your primary... I don't know what the word is. Thing. Income.
Mm-hmm. What's your job?
What's
What
your
do
job? Are
do?
you like an engineer? I feel like there has to be more going on, because I know that you only picked up the drums like a few months ago. So what's your story? I feel like I need more background on you, Jessie. Kay the V says, where do you book? There's a link in the description to book the free coaching call if you want to book. And also everywhere in our bio, anywhere you look, there'll be a link somewhere.
Oh, Jessie's clocking in.
Also, just go to www.lovetoloearndrums.com and there'll be a big button saying free coaching call, and you'll be able to book it from there as well. Jessie, before I forget, don't forget to hit like on this video to feed the almighty algorithm, and sub for more to support the channel. Check out the very affordable memberships. Thank you very much, Jessie, for supporting us again as per. You may have noticed there's some names in the chat that are green. That means that they are a YouTube channel member. They just pay a few pounds a month and they support our channel, keeping it going and helping
fund
us.
the coffee buying.
They
that
do
Ilona
fund,
was
yes.
discussing earlier.
Thank you so much for everyone who is a member. It helps more than you know, and yeah, thank you so much. It's it might not seem like it's much, but it all adds up. And social media doesn't make the money that you think it does, and especially because our channel is so niche, it's really hard. We don't really there's no, our AdSense is very
And
low.
it's not like I'm an individual creator entity within this. It's a whole
there's a team of us trying to running the website, doing the drum lessons. We have a team of teachers. We're doing a free ebook every week, a new one on a different topic. Free workshops that we're ramping up more and more at the moment as well. Courses.
Keeps going.
The free content is endless. So those who have the funds to pay for the paid services and the paid products, we really appreciate it, because it means that we can continue making all the free stuff for everyone else. And if you are interested in drum lessons, then if you want to learn more about that, then you can book a free coaching call and ask about the drum lessons, and also the crash course that we offer, the fast track drummer course, where if you just really need a rocket up your bum with your drum playing, which is the best way really to explain it, and you want to just actually achieve your goal within a month, then we can help you with that. So you can ask about
regardless
that as well.
of what said goal is, we'll make sure it's realistic for
regardless of your level. It's originally it was kind of aimed at beginners, but we've helped people of all different ages, levels, abilities. One person's goal was, I want to learn Back in Black. One person's goal was, I want to learn drum notation. It varies very wildly. But everyone has achieved them. So there you go. Also, if you don't achieve your goal within the month, then we keep teaching you for free until you achieve that goal. Only like 2 people have had to redeem that. And then they've achieved their goal after like an extra lesson. So sometimes it just needs that one extra session to push you over the edge. So we've got you, boo. Don't worry. Jessie says, I have a Moto staff throne with back support myself, but that's more specific to my condition. That makes sense. K the V, Emma, collab with El Estapario. When? I mean, if he wants to email us, he is welcome to do that. I don't know if he will collab with us. He's too busy collabing with Dromio.
Yeah. Being one of the most famous drummers on the planet.
Yeah, he's a little bit busy, I think. But if he wants to hang out, I'd love to meet him. He seems really nice. He seems like a very positive energy. He seems like that guy who is always like seeing the bright side of things. I don't know if I've watched enough of his videos to know if that's true or not, but that's just the vibe that I get from the clips that I've seen. Tommy asks, what do you think about the great Buddy Rich?
I think Buddy Rich is in fact great. He's insanely talented, influential and crucial to a lot of stuff, and also had terrible posture. I wonder what drum store he was using, because it was bad.
It was bad.
Great drummer though.
Jesse says actually it would be as fun as part of the Emma Learns Double Bass series. Yes, that will happen one day.
I would love to make it. We just need to talk to some.
We need to find someone who can teach you, and we need to get someone to provide a double bass for you.
I'd love to make it happen.
Have you tried heel block riser? What's that?
Don't know
What's a heel block riser?
I'm googling it.
He's on it.
We're googling it. Glamorous assistant.
What's the name of the guy in the Joe Rogan podcast who's usually in the background? Jamie.
Jesse, you've got Chris on this now as well. Hit the like button too. Yes, it does really help push the live stream and push our channel to more people if you like the stream and stick around. So thank you.
It's one of these, so it like raises up the back portion of your like.
I don't know if no one can see that on the screen.
I've never used one. I know a lot of like really quick double kick guys using because it means that they can sit their feet further back on the pedal to do doubles and stuff.
Interesting.
There you go. The more you know.
Very specific technical thing.
Jesse says, I'm just living on disability temporarily whilst I try to recover and get my feet back. I used to be an MMA fighter and a chef. What?
The plot thickens.
What? Jesse, I need to meet you. I have so many questions. The last two things that I was expecting. What a combination. An MMA fighter and a chef. Now hoping to get a career in music, so I'm working hard on it. You've lived a life. Man. How old are you, Jesse? I feel like I've asked this question.
It's a surprising amount of crossover with like really intense sports and then people who do like really intense music.
Yeah, that's true. No, that makes sense.
There's a discipline to all of that.
Forced medical retirement, I'm sort of done. Can't do more than 2 hours of physical stuff a day myself. Probably won't work again, so don't kick yourself. Oh my gosh, you guys have all lived, you live in very wild and varied and interesting lives. And then me and Emma will see each other and we'll be like, what did you get up to this week? And
emails. I edited. Ilona did emails.
You know what I did this week? I got very excited about. I told Emma. I added a Pagnation bar to the ebook section of the members area on our website. Woo! Because at first when I designed that section of the web, I designed the whole website.
Please explain what that is, because you had to explain it to me.
So you know when you're looking through a list of stuff on a website and instead of it just being a forever list, it's like you click 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 to like view more. It's like, that's what a Pagnation bar is, like the little arrows to view more. So instead of it being a list of literally 60 ebooks, because that's how many we've written, it's getting a bit ridiculous now. At first, obviously, there wasn't 60 ebooks, so just having the ones that we had just in one visible list was fine. And it got to a point where you had to scroll for an uncomfortable amount of time to see them all. So I was like, let's add this. And then I also added tabs for the video lessons in the members area. So instead of, again, being in a forever scroll, you can click beginner, intermediate or advanced for the different playlists.
This is why we hired her. Look at this screen. I thought you were going to talk about your Doctor Who ice tray.
Oh!
And...
So this week, an exciting purchase that I made was on eBay for like 13 English pounds. I found fully functioning, in amazing condition,
brand new, basically. Tiny
little K9, remote control K9 from Doctor Who. And I've been having great fun with that. It does nothing other than, move around. And if you press a button on the remote, it shouts some quotes from the show. I love it so much. It's making my Doctor Who loving soul very happy. So that's been the highlight of my week. What about you guys? What's been the highlight of yours?
The highlight of my week has been that the tomato plant that I'm growing, one of the very green looking tomatoes has turned yellow. So that is a success. Also, my carrots and my radishes have sprouted.
As you can see, we are
very...
rock stars that live very interesting, exciting lives.
God. I mean, I'm actually recording in Abbey Road in a couple of weeks' time. That is
very cool in rock and roll. That is very cool.
That's a bit more like it. But
I recorded at Abbey Road last year.
Yeah.
Last year, it was very cool. And no. Yes, because I remember it being in the summer. I remember being very hot on the tube to get there.
How was it that you guys got the time? Was it someone worked there that got some studio off time?
No, it was my friend Alex is making a game, and she recorded all of the music at Abbey Road, and I was in the choir.
How did she fund that?
You just pay for it. It's like any other studio.
God damn.
You don't have to know someone to book in. It's not that exclusive. You'd
think it would be.
You think it would, but you just call them up. And you go, hello, I want to record in this studio on these dates. Is that available? And they say yes or no.
I wonder what the price is.
And it costs this much. It's quite expensive, but
yeah,
it's still it's a normal functioning studio. But I think just because of the price and the prestige, I think probably also people assume that they can't record there because of that. But if you've got the funds, anyone can record there. They hire it for like weddings and events and stuff. There's a lot going on at that studio. They do courses and stuff. I was thinking of doing a course there.
They've diversified.
Yeah, they really have. I was thinking of doing a course there for a little while for Foley and sound effects. Let's catch up. What are we saying? Jessie says, I did MMA starting with Muay Thai for about 15 years in Chicago. I've got friends in the UFC. I was doing well when I got diagnosed, actually. I had my own food truck as a day job.
Oh my God.
What kind of food did you make? That's the real question. What cuisine are we talking? I mean, the hot dog is implying potentially hot dog.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Tommy asks, for both Emma and Ilona, do you have a favourite jazz drummer? I know no jazz drummers, so I cannot offer a favourite, unfortunately.
He probably does count, but like Yusuf Days as a drummer. Oh.
Sure, whoever that is.
Oh my God.
I have not got the expertise.
And the aesthetic of his videos. Ah! God, he's just so cool.
Well, she said.
He's just so cool.
Paul Warburton says, love to learn Beatles, therefore Ringo grooves. Some are harder than others. Any easier suggestions? Well, to be fair, there are 3 videos. Yep. We have 3 tutorial.
Do the bit.
We have 3 tutorial videos from a series that we did a couple of years ago called The Drummer's Songbook, which we really want to do a second season of. We want to do more of. They were received really well, and people really like those.
There's actually a new one coming at some point soon.
But yes, we are planning on doing some more song tutorials in that format. But yes, if you want to learn more Beatles songs, we have Day Tripper.
Come Together,
and
there was another one. It was 2 years ago now. I can't remember.
Day Tripper. Come Together.
I can't even remember.
I actually can't remember. That's crazy.
Did we do 2?
No, we did 3. It was definitely 3. I just can't remember what the third one was.
Helter Skelter.
Helter Skelter. That's it. Yeah. So if you want to learn those songs, then we have notation for them, and we have video lessons for them as well. And they also are in the form of an ebook and an online program for free on our website. There will be links in the descriptions of those videos. So if you find that format will help you better, then you can do that. Ooh, I want a garden here. She doesn't have a garden either. She's managed to make do with some pots. It's very cute.
Wall. And some patio, but it turns out we're allowed to use the shed that's out the back and also the space. So actually, we've had an extension.
Yay!
Via a conversation with our neighbour.
And landlord. Harry Potter mega fan. I wonder what that person likes. Can you do a full tutorial on Faith by George Michael for my mum, please?
That's actually a really tricky song because it's mostly drum machines and it doesn't follow a conventional pattern, so I don't know where it would fall in the long list of songs I'd like to do for the drummer songbook because there's so many more drummy songs than that. But I'll log it.
Logged in the request.
Logged in the noggin.
Tommy says, I think drum makers ruined drumming ergonomics for the next half century in the late 60s by being too cheap to put both toms on a stand, with the 5-piece overtook the 4-piece as the standard.
Really? Interesting. What makes you think that?
I don't know.
I'm curious.
Jesse says, we always kept hot dogs in the truck for kids, but we mainly did Mexican, Italian, or American style stuff.
Ooh.
These are 3 different cuisines. Very different. We actually did a lot of catering, which was open to whatever they wanted. Oh, Jesse, I need to meet you and you need to cook for me. I'm essentially asking you to dinner. That's what's happening. I want that to happen.
No flirting in the chat.
Eddie B, do you know the Italian drummer Riccardo Malini?
I think I've heard the name, but I don't know. Do you know?
He's the guy that does all of the crazy, like,
Oh,
single-handed buzz rolls.
I'm so jealous of him. I want to be able to do that so bad. The 3 bounce thing that he does.
He's just got a crazy technique.
Yeah, I know. It's mad. I'm jealous.
That's why cages are awesome. Screw stands. What are cages?
So you know when you've got like you see these drummers on stage and they have like the rings over the top and the crazy.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Completely impractical for most normal human beings.
So massive overkill. Mm-hmm. By the way, I said this in one of the other streams. My interests are Marvel, DC, Power Rangers, and Harry Potter.
I like
that is
Power Rangers.
Comprehensive. I love that.
That.
I respect that, honestly. Tommy says, by having both toms mounted on the bass drum, it doesn't allow for natural arm movement around the kit. The human body moves rotary, not square. That's why I believe offset drums are superior.
Oh, having the little stand that goes through the centre of the bass drum with the 2 toms in it can get in the bin. Absolutely not. No, having the attached to the cymbal stand mounts so much better. So much
Why
better.
Though? Like, what's the motion difference?
Often the without showing you, it's hard to kind of get across, but it's like you have 2 toms.
I know what it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to put the drum further away, but also tilt it at an angle and bring it closer to you, you just don't have that range of motion. You can only do that. So it ends up
it's a bit too. Is it a bit too high?
Yeah.
Or,
Well, no, it's just that you can't get the specific angles that you want, and it's just annoying. That's what I find anyway.
Ricardo was one of the guys that auditioned for Archspire, but that's very metal.
It is very metal, so metal that I don't know who that is.
Paul says music grades for Come Together is 4 Helter Skelter, 6 Help, and I don't mean the song, lol. Chris Lark, how do you feel about drum machines? Do you have any drum machines at home? Can you use them with the electronic drum kit? And
I don't have any drum machines, but I'm not against drum machines. Every single drum-related technological thing has a place that's... It's a musical instrument at the end of the day. It's not going to replace anybody. It's fine. I think we're past that point. AI drummers, however, could be a different story.
Oh my gosh, did you see... I saw on TikTok, I saw a video of this band that was playing, I think it was in China or something. I think it was China. And the guitarist was a robot. But they were trying to disguise the fact that it was a robot. He had like a hoodie and a mask on, but the hand was exposed and he didn't really move that much. And it was really clear that it was a robot. It was really weird. But the rest of the band were human beings, so I don't know why they just... I don't know if
it's a good way to test the
that guy was just sick that day and they just were like...
Can you imagine? Your pocket-sized dep. You just get them out, put the arms on.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how I felt about that. It was strange. How do you feel about that kind of thing?
It's a bit like an automaton, isn't it? You know,
it was very Chuck E. Cheese.
Like self-playing pianos and stuff like that.
Five Nights at Freddy's. That energy.
You're never going to beat human beings doing their thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like, why would you pay money to go see a robot play an instrument? That feels really strange to me. The point is seeing a musician doing their craft, right? So that feels odd to me.
Jesse, that's so cool that you're hoping to have a booth at NAMM. I hate to think how much that's going to cost you. I don't know whether we're coming to NAMM this year. You definitely won't because you don't want to go to America. But,
I don't want to go to America. Your country terrifies me, sorry.
At
and
the moment,
also it's so expensive to get there.
I said to Chris, unless a company pays for me to be at NAMM this coming year, I'm not.
It's just so expensive.
Yeah, I can't justify it. But that is so cool though. I hope it is very successful.
Yeah, let us know how that goes.
Footage.
Yeah,
get your
please.
social media game on.
Yes, absolutely. Rasta says, Tommy, I agree, and the right foot shouldn't be in the centre.
Yeah, in all fairness, I often end up, instead of being... I saw a setup recently of like snare drum smack bang is the centre of the drum kit, and it was built around that. And honestly, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
Than being off to one side. Like the amount of your shoulder just ends up, over and over.
Well, this is kind of what I've thought with drum kit setup, is that it feels very strange to me that
jank.
the positioning feels very like everything's all at heat, like half of the kit's in front of you and then the other half is next to you, but not a lot of it is to your left, which I find really strange.
Yeah, standard setup is a bit
it's not like an even spread across your body. It's very that.
I really wish I
Do you know what I
had
mean?
the facilities to experiment with that more, because I can't have an opinion on a different setup because I've never.
Well, you did.
done a different
This is a series that we will, when we get round to, we're just limited in editors, but we've filmed so much content. We filmed a series of podcast episodes where Emma collaborated with Vicky O'Neon, who, if you haven't checked out, you should. Vicky O'Neon is amazing.
Percussionist friend.
She's
Stasia.
someone that we collaborate with a lot, and she
babe.
did a series where she basically educated Emma on the history of drumming and how women have kind of also been involved in the history of drumming and stuff like that.
More so than you think.
And so based on what you learnt doing that series, why do we have to stick with the setup, the drum kit setup that we have?
Do you
think
have
that
to stick with it?
But there must be a reason why we've evolved, it's kind of evolved to the point where
it's probably
there's a
because of the
consistent
order
setup that we all
things
go
came
for.
about in.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you actually had the bass drum up, and it wasn't on the floor, and you had one hand doing bass drum, other hand doing snare drum.
Oh, okay.
And then I think I can't remember fully the order, but I think that then went on the floor and a bass drum pedal came
This is
to
very interesting.
came to be with some interesting designs for bass drum pedals, and then the low boy, which was the hi-hat, but it was on the floor basically, came about. So that again was just a mini version of a hi-hat, but that didn't come along too much later. So I think it just came from that point basically.
Yeah.
That's kind of, but I don't know why
I wonder
we have
how
it the way we have it, like with the crossover and stuff.
Yeah, I wonder how the typical drum kit will change in years to come.
Just
because
watch YouTube drummers. There's so many that have
different
weird and wild setups, especially the more extravagant. Like Neil Peart was one of the big famous first ones.
What's your
There's a
opinion on
guy
this?
called Mark Heron who was a drummer for a band called Ocean Size, and his setup is like entirely symmetrical. So his hi-hat is in the middle. He has two rides. He has tom there, floor tom, and it's like
so cool.
That's so
properly
interesting.
symmetrical.
Oh, I
I'd love
love
to
that.
try and
Where's
do
the
that.
kick?
I think he has it like off. This is like he either has it like in the center and then has like one of them weird pedals where
Where
like,
it moves
the kick
across,
drum is in the middle and then the two pedals are on the side, or he has it like off to the side somewhere.
That's so interesting. Oh. Yeah, I'm interested to see how more of that experiments and
I think
develops
also it's
and
a space
stuff.
game.
That's
Usually,
true.
how compact
Yeah.
can you get that drum kit?
It's also like when you're a gigging drummer and quite often you're not bringing your own kit, you kind of just have to. You don't have like the most unique setup ever because it makes your life a nightmare and makes everyone else's life a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, it's gonna unless you're bringing your own tech and your own
Unless you have like a
sound.
changeover.
Yeah, if you've got your own sound guy who knows your setup, then it's a bit different. But if you are touring and you've got a different person at every venue, I think that sound guy's going to hate you so much if you're like, yeah, so my kit is symmetrical. He's going to be like, why? He's going to be upset with you. I remember when in the opposite end of this spectrum, I remember when I went to see the band called Cigarettes After Sex years ago, and the setup that the drummer has was so laughably minimal. It was literally just a kick drum, a snare, and a ride. That was fucking it. And I remember laughing. I went with my sister and I remember being like, do you reckon for each gig they don't actually have a consistent drummer, they just pull some random guy? Because I realised from watching the show that the parts that he was playing were also like exactly the same for each song, but at just slightly different tempos. So I was like, do you reckon they just pull some random person off the street and just teach them the one drum part, stick a metronome in his ear and send him on his way?
I mean, that's
it's very interesting,
more
but you know
extreme
what? The
version
gig was beautiful and the songs are amazing, and that's all that those songs needed. Do you know what I mean? They didn't need an extravagant setup or a crazy part or anything. It served the songs and it served the music.
That
so,
might be where I saw it. 66 Samus. I think I watched his video. He's actually literally just put one out about snare tuning. Funnily enough.
Who? Oh yeah.
So yeah. His setup has got the snare in the middle.
Jesse says in 20 years
dude.
it's going to be
That's
all
so
symmetrical
cool.
E-kits with quadruple bass, 15 toms and 37 cymbals.
Just have it
It's like Danny Carey from Tool also does that. There's like a variation of the setup where his hi-hat is like there.
Because I see people attach it to their bass drum hoop or something like that in the right area. Because that makes sense.
There's the other guy, I can't remember what his YouTube is, but he's like a session drummer for, I can't remember, insert pop country US thing, and he's an open-handed guy that plays on a open-handed left-hand kit. So he's right-handed, but his kit is set up that way round.
Yeah.
So, and he has a china over here and a ride over here and stuff like that because he doesn't like crossing over, but then also like his toms go like this, which is kind of gross.
My question to the chat is, do you like to have lots of cymbals or do you think lots of cymbals is overkill? This is not a personal question as the drummers in the room might be thinking it is. I just think that this one has a lot of cymbals. You just have so many cymbals and I don't understand how you could possibly be using all of them.
I use them all.
All of them?
Yeah. I like.
Are they all different? Are 10 cymbals all different enough from one another that you can't use?
So I like.
I just think that's so crazy.
You know what?
I don't know.
The photo of my kit is also in the Discord, so I'll bring that out right now. So it's like.
See, this is it. Crash, ride, splash, China. I can understand that they are all different
What about
enough.
the hi-hats?
Well, yeah, a hi-hat
and a second crash. Because I feel like.
Why do you need a second crash?
If you're
doing a
that's
fill
more.
over
It's more.
here,
Okay, fair enough. Okay, that is fair enough.
Hi, Dad.
But okay, so apart from that, fair enough. We've got hi-hats, but I don't know if they count because you have hi-hats regardless. That's
well,
regardless.
No, the Cigarette After Sex guys didn't have a hi-hat.
True.
I might be wrong. They might have had a hi-hat and a ride, but I don't remember there being two. I remember
I'd be stunned if he didn't have a hi-hat. That would.
I might have been a hi-hat and a ride, but I think that's standard, right?
Yeah.
So let's not include that in our count. So we've already got hi-hats. So you've got 2 crashes, fair enough, from different ends of the kit. A ride, a splash, because they do make a ding. I like a splash. And Chinas have a cool sound. I understand a China.
Right.
So beyond that, 2 of them are the same thing as well. You're just adding them for practicality reasons.
Not necessarily.
Why any more than that?
So
what's going to sound different?
This is what I was using for my old band.
Can we show to the camera?
Hang on. Let me put on to Do Not Disturb.
Just in case.
You never know.
So this is what I was running, which is 3 crashes, a china, a stack, 2 splashes, a bell, and a ride. And obviously hi-hats, right?
Can you say that again?
So 3 crashes.
3 crashes.
Yeah.
Hi-hats.
Hi-hats.
3 effect cymbals.
Why 3 crashes?
So I always... So the
3
way...
effect cymbals? What do you mean?
Like bells and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that was my main crash.
Yeah.
So that's what I would like hit the most, and that was like my biggest, darkest sounding crash.
Yeah.
Ride, because you need a ride. And then the 2 crashes that I had on this side was a 20 and an 18, and they just have like a different pitch. So like the 18 is just quicker, and to be fair, the 20 of that is also just a quicker sound. And I always really liked being like,
oh, I see what you
China
mean. Okay.
because it's great, and then I had a bell because I really like this drummer called Dan Ford, and he has like 4 bells on his kit, and he does like paradiddles between them all during beats, which is really cool because when they're like panned around on a mix, they're like which is really cool. So we did that a lot. 2 splashes, 1 for ergonomics, 1 having one over here and 1 for one having over there. 2 different pitches. Stack because it's just like a really short kind of trashy China thing, and then
basically, because I play like metal and I wrote all my own parts for it, and it's not like super technical stuff, but it's also not straightforward like double kick stuff. I just basically tried to use as much of it creatively as possible, basically, and it's just I like having the palette of it. It's all about
suppose.
You could paint a stick man and have a good picture of a stick man with just a white piece of paper
People would know
and a
it's
black
a man.
pencil.
You'd know.
But then
what they're
also
doing.
like
You could draw a detail.
you could draw the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
And you need like a whole palette of things for that. I'm not saying that the Stickman is any less good than the Mona Lisa. It's just you have
It's
more
more
range.
interesting.
It
Yeah.
expresses itself in a vast range.
Isabella's making a point that I also would agree with. I wouldn't know what to do with all the symbols, but I think my sticks would hit them unintentionally going around the kit. They're just in the way.
Well,
You
they're
just get
not.
better. You just.
You should just get better.
No, you just get better at the target practice of your own kit and its muscle memory.
You also like, yeah. I mean, you just get used to it. I like having a lot of symbols because it's just really fun. It's just more fun for me. Like I played shows with Sunfall, my old band, on like really simple setup where I literally had like, or like my other band that I was in, where I had literally like a crash ride, a crash, a china, and the hi-hats, and then that was it. So I just didn't need any more
Would
stuff.
Would you rather have more toms and more options of toms or more symbols?
More symbols.
I've never been able to extensively try either.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I feel
Got
like
a lot
you.
of
I feel
toms.
like you like
Got a
more
six
toms.
piece.
yeah, but I don't use the mid really. I have the second floor tom, and I've only really and when you're on
Hello,
gigs, it's not
Axel.
practical.
You've come in quite late.
So I was going to say we do actually.
We need to wrap this up, unfortunately, because she's
I've
got
got
dinner
to
plans.
go.
Andrew says that my kit's cool.
Yep.
There you go.
Have a better look at it on the Discord.
On the Discord. More Tom. Okay, so this is interesting. Neil says more toms. I think that's an interesting
I'm a more
question.
symbols guy.
I might
Depends.
give that to Bex to put as a poll because I'd be interested to see what people say. Would you rather have more toms or more symbols on your kit?
I'd rather have more symbols.
I mean, I feel like you get more range of sound quality in symbols because
Yeah.
you can have splashes, chinas, and you can
All of the
really mess with stuff. But then, are we talking tom? Does extra snares count in toms?
Sure.
Because then you can have like all sorts of stuff.
You could be barred from Leprous and have 3 snares.
Okay. The question maybe
7 toms and a million
The-
symbols.
How do you reach them all?
the
That's what I
the
wanna know.
question
He's just
would
really
be
good.
then: would you rather have more like a range in like shell drums or symbols?
I'd have more symbols.
Still more symbols.
I'm quite happy with 2 up, 2 down, or like 1 up, 2 down. As long as I've got a floor tom on my left, I'm happy
Yeah.
because I like the symmetry of it.
I feel like this is gonna cook for you for a little bit. I'd be
Well,
interested
until
to see.
I can try out both.
a lot of my stuff is also from like an aspect of like an engineer's aspect. Like I picture like sitting
true.
and hearing stuff of being like, well, that splash is over there and this one's going to be over there. So if I do a fill where I hit that splash and then I hit that splash, it's going to like ping around your head.
That's true.
Anyways,
Right, we're gonna have to wrap this up. It's
Talking
bedtime.
about drums.
Good night, everyone.
my knees hurt.
I'm really hungry. I need to eat some dinner. Right, thank you very much for joining
Thank
us.
you so much for joining, guys. We shall see you probably next week. I think we've got one.
Oh,
next week.
That
do
guy
it-
wants you to
We
react
we
to-
can't do react videos because we get copyright striked because we've tried to react
Yep.
to stuff
And we're not
before.
clever enough to do the thing like they do on Twitch where they have it
They some-
live.
I
and
don't-
then have the audio and then
Yeah, I don't know how they get around it. So unfortunately, we can't do any reaction content because we were thinking of doing that, but we got a slap on the wrist from YouTube and we
I'm
had
not surprised.
our live stream cancelled.
We did play
so
it for a very long time.
we were very sad. But yes, so we will see you all next week. I think next week it's going to be on Thursday because Emma is gigging on Friday. So I think we're going to be on the 7th. No, yes, we'll be live streaming on the 7th. But yes, if you want a free coaching call, book this weekend because then we won't have them open again for a while. So if you need some advice on your drumming, there's still a bunch of availability left for tomorrow, for Sunday, and for Monday. So go book in, please. And help. Just, it's free help. It doesn't make any sense for you to not use it. Jesse, I think that you should book one. I'd be really interested to see
Yeah.
what a conversation between you and Chris would be like. Chris being the founder of Love to Learn Drums, for those of you who don't know. Anyway, au revoir, everyone. We will
Bye-bye.
see you later. Goodbye.